Hey YouTube, it's Ashley3G, and while I'm still waiting on the arrival of my iPhone 4, I thought I'd bring you another app review for the iPad. I wanted to go ahead and say that I don't like to clutter my iPad with a bunch of apps that I don't use on a daily basis. So for me to have this app, which is Dizzypad HD, the only game I have on my iPhone, it should say a lot because, again, I don't like a whole lot of clutter, and I only use apps and games that I use all the time. So I use Dizzypad HD just about every day. It's one of my favorite games, and it's free in the App Store. So if you have an iPad, you should definitely pick up Dizzypad HD. I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I do want to say that the sound in the game, the little soundtrack it has, it matches the beautiful artwork in the game. Everything is just stunning. So I'm going to let you listen to the soundtrack while I play, and I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking. So I'm going to go ahead and explain how you play the game, and then we'll get into the demo. So basically, the whole gist of the game is that you are a frog, and you start out on one of the little lily pads. They look just like the ones you see there. And what you want to do is jump from lily pad to lily pad, and each time you do that, you increase your score. Now, if you skip a lily pad, say you jump from this one to that one, you will get an extra flower. Each flower represents an extra life. So what you try to do is stay alive for as long as possible and jump to as many lily pads as possible. You can also hit the little dragonflies that you see flying around right there on the screen. Let me think if there's anything else I need to tell you before we start. As you play, the lily pads do spin faster. You can see this one kind of spinning very slowly there, which kind of changes your direction. You have to jump at just the right second to hit the next lily pad. So the lily pads, as you go on, do spin faster and faster, and they actually get smaller and smaller. So while you might start out on a lily pad this size, the further you go along, you'll end up on lily pads this size that are spinning really, really fast, and just kind of makes the game more difficult to play. As you get certain achievements, you do unlock additional frogs. I believe there are 30 different frogs that you can unlock. I've had the game for probably over a month, and I've only unlocked 4 frogs. So it's not the easiest game in the world, but that's what keeps you coming back. It really is a pleasure to play. So like I said before, I'm going to stop talking now and just show you some gameplay. I will add that it's a lot harder to play the game when you're holding a camera in one hand and it's kind of in front of your face and you can't see the iPad. So I'm sure my skills won't be as good as they were if I were just holding the iPad in my hand, but that's a little side note to tell you that I'm going to be playing pretty crappy in the game. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so as you can see, game is already over for me. I lost all the flowers and thus lost the game. But that really is how simple Dizzypad HD is. You're just jumping from lily pad to lily pad, trying to unlock all the frogs. I really hope you enjoyed the soundtrack. It's kind of like a little banjo type feel to it. Just overall, I would say 10 out of 10, especially because the graphics, the soundtrack, the price, you want to play it over and over again, truly. I don't know if this app review was really adequate enough to express how great the game really is. Just something that I wanted to show to you while I'm waiting on the iPhone 4. I do have things to review for that, just kind of have to wait for it to get here. So as always, thank you for watching and keep watching.